Hi, hello, welcome to the video. Let me tell you about a place where nymphs roam. Today I'm going to be drawing 3 nymphs, each with their own story and a tiny bit of what I think of the drawing afterwards. Now, a nymph in this particular circumstance is a plant life thing that came to life due to a great emotion. That is the simple formula, and without further ado, let's get into it. By the way, if you enjoyed the video, like it, and if you enjoy my content, subscribe. Yippee! Now, let me tell you a story. A story about a boy named Jimmy in a far, far away place, deep in the woods. Jimmy was always a hopeful kid. From the age of 6, standing outside in the freezing cold, looking for wood, hoping he'd find something usable. And despite all odds, he did. His hope was his greatest strength. One year, just before winter, all the wood had been used. There was nothing they could grab. Seemingly all already picked up by the other kids. But even after his friends stopped trying, he continued to look, and once again, he found something. He found some wood. His hope was once again a strength. And he continued to hope and to believe as it got colder and colder and colder, as every drop of water in the lakes froze, as the thermometers shattered. It got so cold, if you stood outside, you would see the color drain out of you. So cold that the water in your eyes would freeze if you had them open for too long. The coldest winter they had ever had. And it only got colder. And they only used more wood as time went by. Slowly but surely, every piece of wood they had was used up. The house was no longer a safe place. And Jimmy decided to venture outside, hoping he could find something, hoping he could find a tiny bit of kindle, at the very least. And as he ventured out, with everything he could muster, every jacket, every blanket, every object he could get his hands on, he ventured forth deep into the woods. And he only got colder and colder as he got lost more and more. He recognized not where he was. As time went by, his skin lost all its color, going from its regular tan to a deep pale. He could no longer feel his fingers, his toes, his nose. It was hard to see. His saliva was turning to ice as he breathed. It was hopeless. And as he continued hoping he'd find something, hoping he'd get his way back with it, he fell to the ground frozen. Or at least that would have happened, if not for a friendly new face. His family made it that year. I think I accomplished what I wanted to with this design. I think I did pretty well, giving a feeling of warmth, of joy, of a bit Santa-like. If you play Marvel Rivals, you may have noticed this looks a lot like the Groot skin from that, or at least draws heavy inspiration from it, which it very much does. It's a great skin. But tell me what you think of it. I think I did well, though. For the longest time, in the local school, the kids swore there was a man in the woods. Of course, none of the teachers believed them. They did check, but came up empty-handed. The kids would always say, "Oh, he has a shotgun. No, he has an axe. He wears a purple hat. No, he wears a trench coat. He's tall. No, he's short." It was never accurate, but it was always sinister. Andrew, the local history teacher, wondered why they believed these things. Why did it start? And he asked kids whether they actually saw the man in the woods. Most of them swore they did, but a few say they heard it from a friend, or they heard it as a rumor. He still believed there was no man in the woods. But as every day passed and the kids swore they saw him, there was a man in the woods. As the days passed, he grew more and more curious. He wasn't part of the people that checked for the man in the woods. It couldn't be real, obviously not. But it would be worth a look. So, on his own time, on the weekend, he grabbed his lantern, he grabbed his jacket, he grabbed his sandwich, and he set off. Surely he doesn't need anything to defend himself. There is no man in the woods, obviously. He ventured deep into the woods that day, near the school. It was dark, a mixture of it being night and the trees being so encompassing that it blocked the moonlight. He ventured deep into the woods. Deeper and deeper. And he swore he heard things, but it must be in his head. For there is no man in the woods. And he kept looking around. He swore the trees moved. He saw flashes of red. He saw nothing really. That's what he told himself. The stench of rotting flesh filled the air. And after turning a few corners, he encountered it. And he was right. There, indeed, was no man in the woods. I also think I did this design pretty well. I gave it a feeling of being a bit alien, still looking somewhat wood-like. I feel like I could have done better making it look like it was a piece of wood, but I do like how it ended up. Very sinister. Shows the emotion of fear very well. I think I did well. Yeah. Let me tell you a story. A story of a place far, far away from the woods. The woodlands wouldn't dare go close, for they would wither up and die. For the city was creating so much smog that nothing could reasonably live that long in it. Hell, the humans only lived like 20 years. They were short for the time period. But even in those 20 years, they managed to show levels of hubris and pride unlike any other. Every year, they would hold an event where they would get their finest things, and they would dance on the street. Originally, this event was to show freedom and to show joy and community when the city was still young. But now, all it is a show-off. People don't leave it feeling happy. They leave it feeling envy. There's a girl named Petunia in this city. She lived a very unwealthy life. Her parents had a lot of debt. So when they passed on, she didn't inherit anything. The house was sold, everything was sold. So she didn't get out with that much debt. But she tried her best. Found a small little cabin, more like a storage room beneath the towering buildings. And one year, she wanted to feel pretty. She wanted to go out to this event. She got her finest rags, finest pieces of clothing. And when she walked out and tried to enjoy herself, people looked at her like she was wrong and like she was disgusting. She envied the things they had and the fact that she couldn't have them. And the fact that she needed them to be allowed to function in this world. She locked herself in her small cabin, boarding up the windows, the doors, everything. For months upon months. The authorities, a few days later, found her. What was left of her. Next year, the event was happening as usual, except when everyone was out on the street, enjoying themselves. something crawled out of that place she once locked herself in to. A place her remnants were found. And it was beautiful, shining like no other. However, they did not see it rotting, how it was wrong. A lot of people left that day. They felt like they didn't have enough, just like she felt years ago. Don't trust those who strut around with their flowery exteriors and beautiful faces, for it is merely a lie not told, but shown. I'm going to be completely honest. I hate this drawing. It's a failure. Like, complete failure. I don't think it's good at all. It's all I could think of, but I think conceptually it's a nice idea. But, like, it's so bad that it makes the story bad. Because I had to work around it to make the story, and it's, you could probably tell from the story's quality on that one. I mean, all the stories are not great. I'm not great at storytelling, but you see what I mean. The colors, doesn't... I do not like it at all. You can tell me what you think of it, but my opinion will always be that I think it is horrible. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but, yeah. And with that, the video is over. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you thought of the designs, or not. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Please consider subscribing. I hate saying that, but, apparently it actually works, so, if this does well, I'll probably make another one. If you have any ideas for what I should do next with long-form content, write it down in the comments. And, with that, I'm out. I gotta play, like, Team Fortress 2. That golden frying pan grind is crazy. See ya.